Hello! Hi everybody! Welcome to Level Up Your Decks. We're gonna do some yoga while this cat plays back here. She's a mess today, you guys. She's a mess! So thank you guys for being here. We will get started, and I'm willing to take requests today. If I don't get any requests, I'm gonna do a wake up yoga, because I woke up feeling kind of groggy today. But yeah, so in the next minute, if anybody has a request, let me know. But in the meantime, this right here, what do I have written? I have written cosplay yoga. I can't even see it, it's so tiny. If we hit that goal, when we hit that goal, I will do another cosplay yoga stream, as I will cosplay as a character of some sort and do the yoga practice as that character. We did Rey from Star Wars last time. We'll see what's next. We will see what's next. Yes. Hello, Matt P 3000. Say hi, Zuko. Oh, she's leaving. I don't think it's you. Don't worry. Don't worry. She just does that. Welcome, you guys. Yes, wake up yoga. I did do one before, but I feel like you can always use multiples of those. Okay. Also, I mean, it's kind of scrolling through here, but this... as far as this donation bar goes, thinking of this class as a donation-based class is basically how I'm presenting it. So those exist out in the world. You go to a donation-based class, you basically donate what you can, if you can. Obviously, I know some of you can't, and that's totally okay. Spreading the word is also very helpful, so I appreciate it. And just being here helps a lot. So thank you, guys. And then also, I think all of you have been to my yoga class before, but if you have not, take it at your own pace. You know your body the best. All I'm going to give you is alignment and the proper stance for the poses, but not every pose works for every body. So listen to your body. Trust that. Yeah, let's get started then. So I'm gonna move back here. All right. And since I still haven't changed my computer, although Gaurav is helping me with that soon, maybe, I'm still going to play some random music on here. Let's see. I have one pulled up. We'll see if it's any good. 45 minutes of urban yoga music. All right, let me know if it's too loud at any point. Let me pull it up so I can see you guys. All right. We're going to start standing today since we're going to do sort of a wake-up yoga practice. This is one of the best ways to do that. Back a little bit. Okay. So start with ankles and knees in line with hip sockets. So it's not the meat of the hip, it's the bone of the hip. Toes are forward. You find mountain pose, so turn palms forward, opens the shoulders. Good, let's close our eyes and just focus on some nice deep breaths. Let's inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And think about standing tall, reaching through the top of the head. Let's switch our breath to inhaling and exhaling through the nose. This is the breath we want to bring into our work. And then just take a moment here to scan through the body. Move from the head to the toes. Go one part at a time. Just see how you're feeling physically. And really make note of parts of the body you want to go easy on. You want to listen to those parts of the body. Modify and adjust for them. Don't push them into anything. Just become aware. And if you feel like setting a mantra or something, a phrase or a word for the mind to focus on, feel free to do that now. And when you're ready on an inhale, sweep both arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. And just continue this flow a few times. Let's find one more. Next inhale, take just the right arm up, a lot of stretch through the side of the body. We'll exhale that arm back down, inhale the other. And just switch side to side a few more times. Let's find one more on both sides. And then from here, step out with the feet or step back if you're facing the top of your mat. Turn toes and knees out. Find about a wingspan base on the feet so arms are at shoulder height. Feet are about under our hands. And then from here, we'll move through a moonflower. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, come down to a squat. Draw elbows in towards the spine and ribs. Inhale, back up. And just go with the breath. Ooh, I can feel that in my shoulders already. Let's do one more. Good, and then once here, let's bring elbows, lock them in by your ribs, right here. We're gonna keep elbows there. And then we're just going to bring hands in front, and then inhale, open them out as far as feels comfortable. You can cross a different hand on top each time. This is nice for the rotator cuff. It seems like very little movement. You can really feel it in the shoulders. Do two more. Good. Then after that one, let's inhale both arms back up. We're going to find a sunflower. So for this, we're bending the knees. We're going to hinge forward from the hips. We'll sweep arms down in front. We'll tilt back up and inhale. Good. And just go with the breath. Do one more. Good. Then from here, let's exhale, hands back down. Let's step the feet back together or step back to the tops of the mats. And then once here, let's flow through chair. So we'll inhale both arms up. Exhale, sit back, weight into the heels and hips, arms sweep forward. We'll inhale back up. And just continue with the breath a few times. Good, then we're going to switch this up. Make you think a little bit. So bring just the right arm up. On an exhale, we're going to take elbow to knee. Find a crunch here at the center. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, chair. Switch sides. Left arm on the inhale. Find that crunch on the exhale. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, chair. Good. Continue to switch sides a few times. Do one more on both sides. And you don't have to go at my speed. I tend to go with music speed, unintentionally sometimes, but go at your own speed. Good, let's inhale both arms back up. And let's release arms. We'll step out with the feet so they are about mat width or a little wider than meat of the hip width. Good, and then inhale arms up. Exhale, come down to a chair. We're gonna hold this, we're gonna find standing cat-cow. So place hands on thighs, turning fingertips in. I'm gonna turn this way so you can see it. I think I've done it before, but just in case. So this is all about that tailbone. We're gonna start with cat, so we're tucking the tailbone under, working up the spine, rounding. And then we'll inhale cow, curving through the spine. Good, but it all starts with a tailbone. That's really true no matter how you do cat-cow. It's especially true in the standing version. Let's find one more through both. And then come back to a neutral spine. Let's inhale up. Let's exhale, swan dive down. And let's step back to all fours. Move this over here. Excuse me, toy. Hey, I shoot first 13. That's okay. Welcome. All right, we're gonna find a twist. So let's start by placing the back of the right hand on, or the right hand on the back of the head, rather. We'll inhale, taking that right elbow up. Exhale, take the elbow towards the front left forearm. Inhale that arm back up, and again, exhale. And just going with the breath. Do one more on this side. After the exhale, switch, same thing on the other side, going with the breath. Let's find one more on this side. And then after the last one, let's come back to all fours. We're actually going to switch to a breath. I believe this is called Dragon's Breath. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's been a while since I've done it. But for this breath, and it might take you a little while to get used to it because it's kind of strange, but you're essentially taking a deep inhale, and then you're using the core of the belly to forcibly push out little tiny exhales, and the inhale becomes passive after that. So I'll show it to you. I'll do it twice so you guys can see it. But it's a nice breath that really oxygenates and hopefully wakes you up. So take a deep breath in through the nose first. And then you're going to push out with the belly. Kind of looks like you're hyperventilating. But let's try it again. It actually feels really nice. So, again, take a deep inhale. When you're ready, we'll start. I didn't do quite as well that time. But keep trying that breath. It kind of takes a little while to get used to it, but you start to feel like you're just pushing, and then the inhales, it's like this cold breath that comes in. All right. From here, let's come back to child's pose for just a moment. You can rock side to side, massaging the hips a little bit. The next inhale, let's move through some push-ups. So we'll come forward to kneeling plank. Shoulders stack over wrists, hips past knees. Shift the body weight forward a little bit more. Bend the elbows to kneeling crocodile. Then we'll inhale, we'll push back to kneeling plank. Exhale, child's pose. Good, so go with the breath at your own pace. And you don't have to bend the elbows very far. You don't have to bend them at all. If you don't want to, you can just go to plank. Let's do one more. And then from here, let's come up to down dog. So curl toes under, lift the tailbone, and we'll alternate heel press. So we're pressing down on one heel, bending the other knee, switching back and forth. And just go slow, go with the breath. Then let's move. Let's do a plank flow. So we're going to start down at the feet, creating a wave through the spine. So round, inhale forward to full plank, straight spine here. Exhale, round back the way you came, and just continue with the breath. Let's do two more. We'll meet back in down dog. And then let's go ahead and walk to the top of the mat. Ooh, my wrist can use it. Inhale, reverse swan dive. With exhale, swan dive back down. Ooh. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, swan dive. Good, one more time. Good, swan dive down. We're going to switch to a sun salutation. So on an inhale, lift halfway to monkey, hands in the mat or the shins. Torso's coming about halfway up. Exhale, step back to child's pose, or if you want to do the full version now, you can. Otherwise, just follow me through this kneeling version. So inhale, we'll come forward to kneeling plank, just like earlier. Shift forward. Exhale, kneeling crocodile. Then release hips and belly to the mat. Just use the core to lift the shoulders into low cobra. Exhale, lead with the hips, keeping the back flat as you come back to child's pose. And we'll step to the tops of our mats into forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, chair. Good, inhale, back up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. So down dog's the full flow, but feel free to do the previous. So we'll inhale forward to plank, on or off the knees. Shift forward, exhale, crocodile, on or off the knees, and then shift forward. Flip over the feet for up dog or low cobra. Exhale back to down dog or child's pose. And you can hop, step, or walk to the top of the mat. I'm gonna hop today. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, chair. Let's do one more, inhale, back up. Swan dive on the exhale. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Inhale to a plank. Shift forward, exhale, crocodile. Shift forward, inhale, up dog or low cobra. Exhale, back to down dog or child's pose. Hop, step, or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, chair. Good, inhale, back up. Let's exhale, chair. Let's hold the pose. Good, arms out at the heart or on the thighs for a supported chair. Just find those deep breaths. We're gonna focus on some balance today. Balance will wake you up, huh? So on our next inhale, we're gonna bring the right knee with us as we come all the way up. So knees in line with the hip, foot is flexed. Sweep the arms up, exhale, hands to the heart. Hold here. And with balance, don't try too hard. The harder you try, the harder it usually is. So if you have to step a foot down and come back up, that's okay. Be okay with that today. Good, next inhale, step back to a high crescent lunge. Good, I just needed to adjust there a little bit. Length on my mat, but you can step all the way back. For a crescent lunge, back heel is lifted, both toes are forward. Front knee is bent. Let's bring arms all the way up, and this is gonna add a tiny back bend so you can look to the sky, sink down into the lunge, reach up through the heart. Don't take the head back so far that you crunch the neck, but just focus on the breath. Next exhale, we're going to switch to Warrior 3. So for Warrior 3, we're going to come down, bringing weight balance to this front leg, picking up the back right leg, flexing the foot, reaching from fingertips to heel. So this is actually just a variation. You can also have hands down by the hips or at the heart. You could also be almost standing, or you can come down as deep as parallel to the mat. Good, I'm going to be here somewhere in between. I'll do this version. Good, next inhale, we're going to bring this right knee back through as you hinge up, knees in line with the hip, foot is flexed, and bring hands back to the heart. Find a few deep breaths here. Good, next inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, sit back to chair. A few deep breaths here. Let's scoot up. Next inhale, step back with the left foot, so the opposite foot, oh no, actually come back. We're gonna come up first to our lunge, or to our balance. So lift the left knee, hands come to the heart, hold here first. I can feel this in my back. Now next inhale, step back, high crescent lunge. Back heel is lifted, both toes are forward. It's different than Warrior 1, so we're adding a back bend. Inhale, both arms up, turn your gaze to the sky. Sink down into the lunge. Find those deep breaths. And listen to the back. Adjust as you need. Next exhale, switch to Warrior 3. Bring weight and balance forward. Flex the foot. I'll scoot back a bit. And again, arms can stay over the head. They can go by the hips. They can go to the heart. Find those deep breaths here. You can come down as deep as parallel to the mat or be almost standing. Find the variation that works best for you. Good, next inhale, bend the left knee, come all the way through, knees in line with the hip, foot is flexed, hands can come back to the heart. Find those deep breaths. Good, inhale, sweep arms up, exhale, sit to chair. A few deep breaths here, arms out at the heart or on the thighs. Good, next inhale, come up. Exhale, swan dive down. Step back to down dog. Take a few moments here to breathe into the legs and the back. Hey, thanks for the bits. Thank you, Maru. All right, we're gonna move through vinyasa, but we're not gonna do it with the breath. We're gonna hold it. So, on an inhale, come forward to a plank. Hold here, full or kneeling. So knees on or off the mat, it's your choice. But find those deep breaths. Good, we're gonna shift forward to crocodile. We're gonna hold that too. So bend elbows, find a few deep breaths. It doesn't have to be a deep bend. Good, next inhale, pull the belly button through. Flip over the feet for up dog or low cobra. Hold here. For up dog, we're lifting the whole body off the mat, so it's just hands and feet on the mat. Cobra, belly's on the mat. Good, exhale, come back over the toes. Down dog or child's pose if you want. Find a few deep breaths. I've heard this song before. I wonder where. All right, next inhale, let's sweep The left leg straight up and back. Holding here for a few deep breaths so we can breathe into this right leg. Next exhale, let's draw the left knee into the chest. We'll lift, we'll step through to a lunge. And we're going to switch to warrior two. So readjust the back foot so it's about parallel to the short edge of the mat. Left knee, left toe stay forward. On an inhale, we're going to pinwheel up. So the right arm is going to go first. And then the left into warrior two. Good. And then we can take a moment to readjust here, making sure feet are in line. Back toes turning in towards the body a little bit. Arms can be at shoulder height, or you can hold cactus arms, hands on hips or at the heart. Just focus on the breath. Good, let's reverse warrior. Turn the left palm up, reach forward. Come up and back to reverse warrior. Back hand is just taking a break on the back thigh. Legs stay the same as warrior two. And we're looking for the stretch in the left side of the body. Good, next exhale, we're going to find a side angle. So we're going to come back down to warrior two. Bend this left elbow, tilt over the left side. Right arm goes to the sky. So I'm not really putting a whole lot of weight on this right arm. It's more about the core holding me here. Right hand could also be on the hip. Hi, knee, I hear you this morning. Good, but we want to find sort of this long line from this right blade of the foot through the top of the head, if you can. And keep this left palm up like you're holding a platter. Good, next exhale. From here, we're just gently going to turn the torso to face the mat. Pick up the back heel, find the lunge. Step back to down dog. Hold here for a few deep breaths. Now let's move through a vinyasa. We'll flow through this one. So start in down dog or child's pose. Inhale to a plank. Shift forward. Exhale, crocodile. Shift forward. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. And exhale back to down dog or child's pose. Good. I'm going to flip this way so I'm not facing the wrong direction for this next pose. But let's start by inhaling the right leg straight up and back. We'll hold three-legged down dog. Breathe into the left leg. Next exhale, draw the right knee into the chest. We'll lift, we'll step through to the lunge. We're gonna make this warrior two, so readjust the back foot so it's about parallel to the short edge of the mat. Feet are in line. On an inhale, we'll pinwheel up, left arm and then the right. Warrior two. Take a moment to readjust as you need. Good, pressing down into both feet. Gazing over these right fingertips. Feel free to use cactus arms. Hands on hips or at the heart instead. And let's reverse warrior. Turn the right palm up, reach forward. Come up and back to reverse warrior. Back hand is just resting on the back leg. You're breathing into the right side. Sink down into the lunge as you reach up to that right hand. Next exhale, come back down. We're going to switch to side angle. Bend this right arm. Bend the right knee a little bit deeper for this pose. Letting the right forearm rest very lightly on the right thigh. Right palm stays up. Left hand to the sky. Or hip if you want. Focus on the breath. Next exhale, gently turn the torso to face the mat. Pick up the back heel. Find a lunge. Step back to down dog. Take a moment here, breathe into the legs and back. Good, let's move through a vinyasa. We'll inhale forward to full or kneeling plank. Shift forward, exhale, full or kneeling crocodile. Shift forward, inhaling up dog or low cobra. And exhale back to down dog or child's pose, but then come back to down dog. Good, then from here, let's inhale back to plank. Let's hold plank. Full or kneeling, so knees on or off the mat, it's your choice. We'll just find those deep breaths. Good, next exhale, come back to down dog. And then from here, we can hop, step, or walk to the top of the mat. Forward fold. On an inhale to reverse swan dive. We'll come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then from here, let's find an eagle pose. This is a balance pose. Feel free to do this when near a wall. We're going to bring weight and balance to the left foot. We're going to draw the right leg up, wrap it around the left. Toes around the calf or to the mat. If you're protecting shoulders, find hands here at the heart. Otherwise, arms out in front. We're going to cross left over right for a hug, or wrap, or stack for eagle arms. And then bend the knees, sink into the pose, kind of like chair. And we'll hold here. Good, next exhale, release the arms, release the legs, shake them out if you like. Let's switch sides, so weight and balance to the right foot. Draw the left leg up, I'll turn this way so you can see on the side. Wrap the left leg around the right, toes around the calf or to the mat. For the arms, we'll cross right over left for a hug, or wrap, or stack for eagle arms. Bending the knees, sinking into the pose like chair. Next exhale, release the arms, the legs, shake them out if you like. Good, from here, inhale both arms up. Exhale, swan dive down to forward fold. Take a moment, you can shake, you can nod the head. You could cross the arms or wrap them around the legs. Just let the back release a little bit. The head and neck release a bit. Good, and then we're going to switch to gorilla so we can stretch the hamstrings a bit more. So for that, find a yoga toe hold. First two fingers hook around the big toe, thumb on the toenail or on the top of the toe. Find a straight spine on an inhale. You might need to lift the torso, knees might need to be bent. And then you can stay here, or if it feels like there's room, you can draw the torso a little closer to the legs. Just keep that spine straight. And then if you're not getting the stretch here, or this is not comfortable on the back, you can switch to monkey, bringing hands to the shins so the torso can lift higher. All right, so whatever feels comfortable for you. The focus on the breath, press into the toes a little bit. All right, next exhale, let's bend the knees, we'll release this pose. All right, so we're gonna do something that I haven't actually done for a long time, so we'll see if I can do it. But we're gonna do a crow pose. This is an arm balance. This is kind of the first one you learn. I don't teach them very often, but they can be fun. So for this, don't feel like you need to be able to do it today. We're just playing. I may not be able to do it. So make sure hands are flat on the mat. Fingers are spread nice and wide so you have this nice strong base. We're going to turn toes out, and we want to bring the knees to the upper arm. We're going to bend the elbow. And then for here, it's very much about rounding the back and then thinking about sort of lifting the belly button up towards the sky. And you're also going to shift forward. So I know that sounds like a lot of things. You'll eventually figure it out if you try it. All right? But squeeze the knees together like you're trying to squeeze the arms together. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it today, you guys. And then just come forward. I did it! But I can't hold it. Here, I'll turn this way too so you can see it this way. If that's any different for you. So again, hands here. We're bending the elbow. Bring the knees out to the side of the upper arm. Squeeze together and then tilt forward. This is the scariest part, so you have to trust. You might fall on your face. You can put something there. Good, but it's very hard to hold, which I can't do today. I haven't done it for a while, but that's crow, which can be fun. So feel free to play with it. Just trust the body. From here, let's step back with the right knee, or the right foot. We're going to drop the right knee to the mat. I'm going to use blocks because I always do. It's better on my back. You can place something else under your hands if you want. But make sure the front knee stacks on top of the front ankle. We're going to sink the hips forward so you can stretch this right hip flexor. All right, and just breathe into that stretch. It's freezing. I'm sorry, guys. It's not very nice. Hopefully is that everyone seeing that? Hopefully it's not too bad. Good, we're gonna add a back bend here. So on an inhale, sweep the arms up, bring arms down to shoulder height. And we want to keep sinking the hips forward, so we're still stretching this hip flexor, but we're lifting the heart, so we've added this back bend. And find where it's comfortable for you. Sometimes this is very intense for me. Next exhale, gently release. Come back down. Let's switch sides. So you can step forward to forward fold. Step back with the left foot. Go ahead and drop that back knee down. And we're just going to sink the hips forward first so we can stretch that hip flexor. Yay, good. I'm glad, Bond. I'm glad it's better. Good. Let's add our back bend on this side. So this time we'll sweep arms up. We're going to find chest expansion. So clasp hands together behind the back, or hold an imaginary beach ball or an object between the hands. We'll just add a bit of a stretch in the shoulders and chest as well. Next exhale to release. Let's come back down. From here, let's step back to all fours. And let's continue back to child's pose for a moment. We're just going to let the back release. So you can find any variation of child's pose you'd like. Hands over the head or by the feet. Or you can stack fists or a block under the forehead. Just let the back release for a moment. All right, next inhale. Let's come forward to all fours. Let's go ahead and sink hips to one side. Swing the legs around to seated staff. And we're going to switch to seated straddle splits, so you can turn the legs open wherever feels comfortable for you. And you want to sit nice and tall on these sits bones or butt bones with feet flexed, so you can always elevate the hips if you need to, if you feel like you're falling backwards, the back is rounding. Good. Then once here, if sitting tall feels comfortable for the stretch in the hips, place hands behind the hips. Use those fingertips to keep the torso at center as opposed to leaning back. Or it may feel like there's room for you to come a bit deeper into the pose. For that, hinge from the hips, walk the hands out in front of you or place them on the legs. But just make sure the toes and knees stay pointed to the sky and the spine stays straight. Then we can close our eyes here and find a sinking breath, extending out the exhale like a sigh, letting it draw you deeper. Find 2 more deep breaths here. On the second exhale, let's hinge from the hips. We'll come back up. And let's use hands to help bring the legs back together. And then once here, let's find a cradle the baby pose. So feet flat on the mat. Hands will go behind the hips to start. There are a lot of variations for this pose. We're going to start by crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Keep the foot flexed. We're looking for the stretch in this right outer hip and glute. So to help find it, you can draw the left foot closer to the body. You can also hold onto this leg seated tall. Just keep that foot flexed. Just find the variation that feels best for you. Make sure the spine stays straight. This is where I'm always really tight. Let's find one more deep breath. On the exhale, let's release this leg. Let's switch sides. So same thing on the other side. Draw the left leg up, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And again, I'll turn this way so you can see it this way this time. Again, you can scoot this right leg closer. It can be further away. You can just hold this pose seated, cradling the leg like a baby. Just finding those deep breaths. Find one more deep breath. And on the exhale, you can release that leg. And then from here, let's find a little core work. So we're gonna hold a boat pose. So for boats, place hands behind the knee joint on the thigh. Lean back a little bit. So you're balancing on these sits bones or butt bones. Spine is straight. One at a time, we'll lift both legs up. We'll hold here. Find those deep breaths. find 2 more deep breaths. Second exhale, drop the feet back to the mat. And from here, let's go ahead and move to our backs. So place both hands behind one leg. Use that leverage to come all the way back to knees to chest. You can take a moment rocking side to side if you would like. That feels very good on my back. Good. Let's come back to center without rocking. And we'll find legs up the wall. So take soles of the feet to the sky so ankles stack over hips. Arms can just rest by your sides. Or, if you want, you can place fists under the hips for a little bit of an extra lift. But just find those deep breaths here. Good. Next exhale, if you're on your hands, go ahead and move those. Now let's come back to knees to chest. And then once here, we're going to roll on to the right side. And then we'll let the left shoulder open to the mat behind us, taking arms out to a T. And we're just going to move into a twist. Let's find one more deep breath. And the exhale, come back to center. We'll switch sides. We're going to roll onto the left side. And let the right shoulder open to the mat behind you, taking arms out to a T. And just releasing into this twist. Always be breathing indeed. We lost the music, so let's find some more. Good. Next exhale. Let's come back to center. And we're going to move into final relaxation here. So find any pose that feels comfortable. You can lay on your back. You can come to a seated position. You can find Shavasana. Shavasana, just laying flat, palms open, giving a little space between the feet. You can close your eyes and turn your attention back to the breath. And also turning your attention to your surroundings. We're not trying to close off anything or find a perfect place. Instead, we want to be aware of what is. So notice what you hear, notice what you feel. Right now I hear my computer, my poor sad computer, working so hard. I hear the music. Fan just turned off. And then I can feel the weight of the body as it presses into the mat. Noticing the breath as it moves through the body, filling the lungs, emptying the lungs. Then if you catch the mind wandering, once you do, just bring it back to your surroundings. Let's start to wiggle fingers and toes. Add wrists and ankles, rotating them around. Let's stretch our arms over our heads, reaching through the body. Add the face, open the eyes wide, the mouth, stick out the tongue, take a deep exhale. And then let's roll onto one side. And we'll use our hands to bring ourselves to a seated position. Easy seated pose. And then once here, let's sweep both arms up on an inhale. And we'll exhale, hands back to the heart. And just take a moment here to check back in after the practice. Thank you all for joining me this morning and sharing your practice. Namaste.